We don't think Marine Le Pen will win the election, and we see the Swiss franc depreciate in the second half of the year as risk aversion fades. Alessandro Bee, UBS. The KOF Economic Barometer in Switzerland jumped to 107.2 in February this year, the highest reading since November of 2013. Alessandro, what do you make of this figure?
Well, the KOF barometer is not the only business sentiment indicator, which is pointing to a very robust start into the year. This morning we had the PMI manufacturing indicator as well, which also points in the same direction. The PMI rose to the highest level in 6 years. If you look at our major trading partners, Germany and France, you see also a significant improvement in the sentiment of the companies. So the improvement of the KOF indicator is part of a broader trend. All indicators tell us that the economic growth had a good start into 2017.
According to economists surveyed by Bloomberg, Switzerland's economy has regained much of its old form, and they forecast GDP figures on Thursday to come in at 0.4%. Where does your figures for GDP lie?
We also think that the Swiss economy has grown by about 0.4% in the last quarter of last year, here in line with consensus. One reason for this growth forecast is that the third quarter has been weak, so we expect a catch-up effect to take place in Switzerland. The other reason for our upbeat expectation is the upturn in the global economy, as indicated by the KOF barometer or by the PMI. As an economy which relies on exports, Switzerland benefits when the global growth accelerates.
And Switzerland Economy Minister has said he wants to have background talks with Britain so that a trade deal can be in place as soon as the UK leaves the European Union. What type of trade deals do you think can be established between Switzerland and the UK?
Well, Switzerland and the UK are two economies which in general are committed to free trade. Now, the reason that UK left the EU and that Switzerland never joined the EU is that the wish to stay politically independent and the fear of unlimited immigration. Now, as both economies, Switzerland and the UK, attract immigrants rather than having net emigration, there should be no major hurdle to set up a wide-reaching free trade agreement. However, and that's important to highlight, this does not substitute an agreement with the EU for both economies. For example, Swiss trade with the UK is about 5% of total trade. Swiss trade with the EU is about 50% of total trade.
And there are concerns if the French elections result in a Marine Le Pen win, then the Swiss franc will suffer. What is your forecast?
I think that there will be an impact, especially in the short term, if the odds of Marine Le Pen winning is mounting, then the Swiss franc will come under pressure, will further come under pressure, and the Swiss National Bank has to intervene even more. However, longer term, we don't think that Marine Le Pen will win the elections, and we see the Swiss franc depreciate in the second half of the year as risk aversion fades once it's clear that the French president is not Marine Le Pen.
Alessandro, thank you for joining us today and providing your insight. That brings our analysis on the Switzerland economy to an end. But if you want to stay up to date on everything happening on the Forex markets, then don't go anywhere.